Hello 5th grade basses. This is a lesson video on how to play Ode to Joy. This was going to be one of our spring concert songs, but this is also in your Essential Elements book number 88. So you can either be reading off of the concert music packet sheet, which is just a little bit bigger, or of course it can be in your book. And again, I apologize for just having a cello today, so the way I play it, don't really look at my fingers or what string I'm on. You just know what notes you have on your bass, and I'll of course be telling you those correct finger numbers as we go. Alright, so for this song, we're just going to take it nice and slow, one measure at a time, starting off with measure 1, where you have 2 F sharps, and then we're just going to kind of go up a little mini scale from F sharp, your 4th finger, over to your open G, and then your 1st finger A. Alright, so let's try those first 4 notes. Here we go. 1, 2, F sharp, and... Okay, so now measure 2, we're going to repeat that A, that 1st finger A, open G, and then come on down your D string notes from F sharp down to E. Here we go. Ready? 1st finger A. Very nice. All right, and now 2 open Ds, and we're going to go right up those D string notes again after that, and let's finish off the line. Ready? Open D. Alright, so what you see happening here is just little mini scales going up and down, right? So we start on our F sharp, we go up to A, come on all the way back down to open D, go up to F sharp again, and then go down a little bit down to our E. So let's try that whole first line without stopping, and again, just follow that pattern of scales going up and down. Here we go. F sharp, 1, 2, line 1, here we go. Okay, so there's line 1. Of course, if you need to go back, do that a couple more times until you feel comfortable, do so. And now in our second line, it's exactly the same notes, same pattern as the line 1, until you get to the very last measure. So the last measure, the half notes E and D are different than line 1, but otherwise exactly the same music. So let's try line 2 all the way through without stopping. 1, 2, F sharp, here you go. Now E, 1st finger, and open D. Alright, so at this point I would pause the video and go back to the beginning and play those first 2 lines without stopping. See if you can get through that part. Alright, and when you're ready, here we go with line 3. So line 3 uses a combination of quarter notes, half notes, and eighth notes. So we're doing all different types of rhythms in this third line. As always, let's just do it little bit by little bit. So starting with our first measure, we have an E 1st finger for 2 beats, a half note, then F sharp, and then you want to lift up all your fingers to open D. So here we go, line 3, 1st measure. Ready? Here's E. Okay, so do that a couple times until you get that pattern. 1, and then 4, open. And then into line 2, we're going to do a blueberry muffin rhythm. So our blueberry is just going to be a little mini scale. E, F sharp, G. Let's try that first. Ready? E. Now on cello, it's kind of easy because I'm just going up my D string notes. But as basses, you're going to have to go E, F, and then switch over to the G string for your last note. So do that a couple times until you feel ready. After that, the muffin part of the rhythm, you go back to your F sharp, 4th finger, and then lift it up to open D. So let's try that whole measure. Here's what it's going to sound like. Okay, let's try that together. Ready? And... That might be the hardest measure of the whole song. So do that a couple times until you get used to that. But all that hard work is going to pay off because the next measure is almost exactly the same, but instead of lifting up to an open D at the end, you're just going to leave an E down and play a 1st finger there. So let's try measure 3 of line 3. Here's your E, blueberry muffin. Ready? And... again, let's do that one more time. Ready, and... There you go. Again, pause the video, do that as many times as you need to. Maybe try measure 2 and measure 3 together without stopping. And now the last measure of that line is pretty easy. You're just going to do an open D, E, and then roll it over that first finger to the first finger on the G string for the note A. Okay, so again, that's the hardest line out of the song. Let's go back and try it from the beginning of that line without stopping. But if you need to, of course, stop this video and go back and try little pieces until you can get it all together. Okay, here is line 3. 1, 2, here's your E, and... So again, find the hard spots. Is it tricky for you to do in measure 2, F sharp, G, F sharp? Maybe just do those 3 notes back and forth until you get comfortable. Do the middle section a few more times. But as of now, you know the whole song because the very last line is the same as line 2. So you know the whole thing. So again, go back, practice any parts you need to, but when you're ready, try doing this as a run through with me now from the beginning all the way to the end without stopping. Here we go. Ready on your F sharp 4th finger. 1, 2, beginning. Here we go. So if you can get all the way through that without stopping, congratulations. Very, very nice job. Now, one thing that I've noticed with students is sometimes it messes people up when they're at the end of the first line and you have to go to the next line without a rest or without a pause. So what you have to do is kind of weird. You get used to this as a musician. You are playing the last note of the last line, that E half note. But while you're doing that, your eyes actually have to jump ahead to the next line so that you're ready to play that F sharp, so you know what's happening next. So your hand is doing one thing, but your eyes and your brain are going on to the next note so you're ready in time. A way to practice that is playing just the last measure of that first line and then the first measure of line 2, just those 2 spots, jumping and back and forth until you get used to switching lines like that. And then you can do songs like this that have multiple lines without getting messed up in between. As always, if you need some help on anything, please email me or Mrs. Schmidt, and we'd be happy to do a video lesson with you. Otherwise, enjoy learning how to play Ode to Joy.